Stay at the scene. Memorize this, share it on social media, spread it around. This is FHP's new slogan to try to help reduce the number of hit and run crashes in 2017. And cell phone?
Oh, yes, yes.
Okay, good, because at home you might want to call your local representative right now after you hear this. Because a new report came out, Jackie, that as much as $4 billion of our tax money is going to a highway project that could possibly make traffic worse.
$4 billion and
$4
it's
billion.
gonna make it worse?
Possibly. So let me explain exactly what this report said. So this is the I-4 Beyond the Ultimate project from Polk County to Orlando. Yeah, exactly. So he mentioned this a little bit, but adding brick to some of our city streets, that psychologically slows us down a little bit. And then narrowing our streets is a big one. If you think about Bayshore Boulevard, those lanes are so wide, people go 50, 60 miles per hour on that road. So narrowing our streets, even though that's an expensive fix, it is the most effective. And the biggest thing is just education. We're such a car-centric community that as we move into being more pedestrian and cyclist friendly, just understanding all of these rules and understanding that we need to slow down is a big one too. Yes, it's really frustrating. We've also experienced it while traveling. You're waiting for the bus or the train or the subway, and the schedule's all off. You have no idea when it's coming. You're late for the museum. You wanted to get there at 9 a.m. and you have to get there at 9:30. So this is the deal. Google Maps is hoping to help out with this situation with real-time public transport schedules. So think of this like tracking your Uber, except you're seeing in real time where your bus and train is. So it shows green if it's on time or red if it's delayed or early. Plus, the arrival times are updated. You can see right there. So this is extra helpful for those of us who already use Google Maps to get around. We don't have to get out of that app and go to another one to show this real-time data. The thing is, it's only being featured in Sydney, Australia right now. Hi, Grant. How you doing?
Hey, Hilary. How are you?
I'm good.
Get through security all right?
I did get through
Good.
security all right. It was
Good.
a little rough. It was kind of a long line.
Yeah. well, that
So
happens.
right now, the space between the seats from back to back is at 31 inches. That's what that looks like. They're about to decrease it by 2 inches, which doesn't sound like a lot,
Oh,
but that's
no.
down to 29 inches.
Oh, no.
There we are. Okay.
Okay, that's not bad.
So for me, it's really not that big of a deal. I'm 5'3". I'm kind of a shorty. But let me bring in our photographer, Chad Cromwell. He is 6'3". Hey, Chad.
Hey.
How's it going?
Chad.
Oh man, what's going
Man,
on?
how you?
Now
you
don't
doing?
fake it. Don't move.
Oh.
Don't move. How do you feel?
It's a little cramped.
A little tight?
Yeah.
Hey,
Going
recline
on.
your
What if I-
seat a little
What if I
bit.
did this? What if I got comfortable?
Oh, wow.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
That's right.
I found a way for you to get a hand on a Tesla today. Like you could have one for the weekend, maybe a weekend road trip. So have you heard of the website Turo? That's what it's called. It's a car sharing service where you rent cars from your neighbors, so from the owners themselves. And there's a Tesla you can get for $169 a day. There it is right there. You can pick it up from Aaron in Lutz. The San Francisco-based company has been around since 2009, but it's just getting popular. So I matched up their pricing with two popular rental car companies, Hertz and Enterprise. I was on the phone with them yesterday, and I looked up 3 specific types of cars. So for an economy level car, Turo won. I found a car for $25 a day. The other Enterprise and Hertz really didn't match up to that, and it's not too bad, $30, $32 for them. Huddle in, huddle in. Okay, so I know it's going to be crazy out there on the roads. Just give yourself plenty of extra time. Take it slow. We can do this. The goal, make it to downtown Tampa safely. The players, thousands of excited drivers. The playbook. Okay, you'll need at least an extra hour to get into downtown Tampa this weekend. Cass Street, Franklin Street, Gasparilla Plaza, and one lane on Ashley Drive will be closed during the events. Also, parts of Bayshore Boulevard and the Platt Street Bridge will be closed Sunday morning for the Extra Yard 5K. For parking, the Fort Brooke Garage has the most spaces, but fills up quickly. Download the Park mobile app to pay on your phone for any spaces or lots with this sign. If driving seems overwhelming, consider the Tico streetcar. You can park in Ybor City and take the trolley in. The free downtowner shuttle will also be available. And if you live near a Coast Bike Share hub, consider renting a bike instead of driving. Pinellas County drivers, you can avoid the bridges by using the Cross Bay Ferry. Don't forget about ride-sharing services like Zipcar, Uber, and Lyft. For game day Monday, parking lots at Raymond James Stadium open at 11:30 a.m. Expect interstates to be busy from lunchtime through the evening commute. And here's your best player, the 10 News WTSP app. Download it in the App Store to get traffic notifications all weekend. Good luck. This is the Florida state statute for hazardous walking conditions. It's the law all school districts in Florida have to follow to decide whether a road is safe or not. So let's take a look at some of the routes and see which roads are hazardous according to the law and which roads parents are fearful of.
There are no street lights here.
Parents in Fishhawk invited me for a walk along Fishhawk Boulevard. Both Randall Middle School and Newsom High School are along this road.
There's no sidewalk in front of the school.
No continuous sidewalk? Check. Speed limit 50 miles per hour or greater? Nope. According to the law, Fishhawk Boulevard doesn't meet the hazardous conditions. We're marking this road fear. Nearby Lithia Pinecrest Road is also just a fear. William Garrity's kids will have to use it.
Which has no sidewalks, has ditches, has constant truck traffic. It's absolutely ridiculous to expect kids to do this.
In Brandon, State Road 60 has 7 lanes of traffic and a 50-mile-per-hour speed limit, earning it a fact. 45 students from Mann Middle School and McLean Middle School will still get busing here. Cindy Stewart is the school board chair and member for District 3.
All of our bus stops have been evaluated. All of the walking areas for students have been evaluated.
Stewart says the courtesy busing program wasn't intended to accommodate students indefinitely. For the past 10 years, students should have only received unfunded busing while their route was being improved. Now, the district could save up to $4.5 million by making the program equitable.
Cindy Stewart from the Hillsborough County School Board is saying, oh, we're not telling your children to walk. It's the parents' responsibility to get them there. That's unrealistic. It's just not the reality for every single student.
Well, first I would say that's not what we're saying. We're saying that we are abiding by the statute, and the statute says that within the 2-mile limit is a family's decision on how their student gets to school.
The statute may not be strict enough for parents, but it's the law Florida school districts follow. It was created in 1981, before Florida was a top state for pedestrian fatalities. House Bill 493 was just filed last month, which would strengthen safety standards for school crossings. Parents, you can appeal your child's route. Just go to the district's website and fill out this form. It is a little tricky to find, so I did post a link for it on our website. Just go to WTSP.com, click on traffic, then Road Warrior, and you'll find our story right there. The district is also holding public meetings during the next several months to discuss alternative ways to get your child to school. You can find out when and where those meetings are on our website as well. I'm Road Warrior Hilary Zalla for 10 News, WTSP. The streets of St. Petersburg are changing. Starting Tuesday, look out for 100 bikes at 10 hubs around the city. So what does this mean for you?
It gets people out of their cars, out onto the streets, enables you to kind of take a path that you haven't taken before.
Eric Troll is the director for Coast Bike Share, the program in charge of the city bikes in Tampa and now St. Pete. Tampa's program has 25,000 members after almost 2 years, and St. Pete's is expected to be bigger.
It's just the infrastructure that's here, the culture that's really booming between the arts and the food scene that we have and the brewery scene. Everything really just screams bikes right now.
Do you want that for here to go today?
Sarah Weaver owns Bandit Coffee off Central Avenue in the Kenwood neighborhood. She thinks having a hub across from her business will help bring different parts of the community together.
Since we are just outside of downtown, it really creates a great sense of connection because downtown is a great part of St. Petersburg, but there is more to our city than just the downtown.
Here's a map of the first 10 hubs. You can see there along the waterfront and Central Avenue corridor. Notice the hub off 2nd Avenue near the St. Pete Museum. This is where the Cross Bay Ferry Terminal will be. Imagine this. There's a crash on the Howard Franklin Bridge. It's going to take me over an hour to get into Tampa. So I go to one of the Coast Bike Share hubs off Central and grab a bike. I park it in downtown St. Pete, get on the Cross Bay Ferry. 50 minutes later, I'm in Tampa, and I grab another bike on that side. Now this all sounds great, but there are a couple of things to keep in mind. The average bike share ride is around 15 minutes. So with the bike ride on each end and a 50-minute ferry ride in the middle, my scenario would take about an hour and 15 minutes. And don't forget about the cost. One ferry ride is $10, and to pay by hour for the bike is $8 prorated, or you can pay monthly. But your fee does also include Tampa's program.
We're trying to give people more options to get around town besides just in their car.
Evan Morey is St. Petersburg's Director of Transportation. Unlike Tampa, the city of St. Pete bought the bikes and infrastructure and will share half of the profit with the operator. But this program doesn't come without opposition. Some city council members say the $1.5 million cost could go to other issues like the sewage system or bus routes.
We hope and anticipate that it'll go over very well. I mean, other cities that are less bikeable than this have had successful systems.